Good afternoon, everybody. Here I am at Sherbrooke Forest at Dandenong Ranges National Park, which has the nice waterfall I'm going to check out today. Forest, I would just like to show you this little quaint town called Sherbrooke in the Dandenongs. This would be the main street of the Sherbrooke town. Just go for a wander up Main Street and have a look. Lots of nice big properties around here. This one's a Marybrook Manor hotel or something, wedding reception centre in here. That's quite impressive if you ever want to have your wedding here. Beautiful gardens in here. Wow, it's a huge place. If I ever get married, I'll consider that. Very hot day today though, in the middle of summer again, in March, or the end of summer I should say. This main street's only about 500 kilometres from the Sherbrooke Forest, which I'm walking to now. I think I'll walk on the shady side of the road. Too hot walking in the sun. Lots of old big trees here. Very quiet place. But it gets quite a few tourists at this Sherbrooke Forest. As usual, hard rubbish on the side of the road. Nice little quaint jars there if you want to make some jam. This ain't too bad. A couple of barbecue tools, which I don't think I really need. It's a nice place. Looks like they got a swimming pool and a tennis court in there. Well fenced off with hedges along the fence. What's up? It's alright, it's only me. Not happy to see me. And here's the bus if you want to get a bus to Belgrave. 691 bus that is, if you ever want to get a bus to Sherbrooke Forest. Looks like they've got a cafe here. That's about all they've got in the main street. One cafe. If you need to get a coffee. It's called the Woods Sherbrooke. Oh, there's a few people in there. That's the cafe. And it's a restaurant as well. Here's the bus stop if you want to catch the bus here. Not sure what else they got in the main street. Not a lot here besides a lovely forest. Very quiet, peaceful spot. Just down the end of this Sherbrooke main street. It's called Sherbrooke Road. turn left at the end and takes you to the forest, which I'm about to show you. Yeah. Can't see any more shops or anything much else down here. Looks like this might be a 694 Belgrave bus. I wonder how often this bus comes, if anyone's interested. Goes from Mount Dandenong, Sky High actually, to Belgrave Station. Sky High restaurant all the way to Belgrave Station, and of course stopping here at Sherbrooke Forest. Puffing Billy train station. Unfortunately this bus doesn't run very often, only every 1.5 hours it looks like in the morning, and only 3 in the afternoon. A few on Saturday and no service on Sunday for this 924 bus. So what's this? Another little enterprise here called Pets Lane. It's another wedding reception motel. Oh, okay. Seems to be the place to come if you want to have a wedding and your reception. 2 reception centres next to each other. This one looks nice as well. Beautiful gardens. Okay, I'll keep that in mind if I'm ever getting married. Looks like that's about all there is in the town of Sherbrooke. So let's go and check out the forest. Sherbrooke, not Sherwood, remember? Sherwood was Robin Hood's forest, which is far from here. So Sherbrooke Forest is about 40 kilometres east of Melbourne in the Dandenong Ranges National Park, and it's dominated by these huge trees, which are actually the tallest flowering tree in the world, mountain ash, or scientific name Eucalyptus regnans. It's got so many of these tall mountain ash trees, tallest flowering plant in the world. And this forest was actually logged from the 1800s until 1930, and then it was formed into a national park in 1987, the Mount Dandenong National Park, which contains this Sherbrooke forest. And this is the entrance. At the O'Donoghue picnic ground, there's plenty of parking down here. Gates open now, but I heard these gates close at 5 o'clock every night, so beware of that. Dogs prohibited. Just came down here today with my beloved family. We had a lovely picnic here. Beware of limbs on trees. No cats and dogs, no bikes, and no horses. Poison. They've ejected poison here to destroy foxes in 2024. Barbecues are provided. And about a half a kilometre walk, you go to the Sherbrooke waterfall, or the Sherbrooke Falls, which are quite lovely, and I'll show you in a minute. But since it's the middle of summer, or the end of summer, there wasn't much water flowing down the falls. Probably not the best time of year to come and see the waterfall, obviously. Got toilets but no rubbish bins, so you've got to take your own rubbish home with you. Plenty of picnic spots for a picnic. Lovely blue sky today. It's going to walk on this O'Donoghue track. down there. It's about a half a kilometre, as I said, to the falls. Welcome to the Dandenong Ranges National Park. Bit of a map and some information on all the walks you can do here. Bit of history of the park. There, on both sides of the So in 1915, James O'Donoghue was the first forest ranger of Sherbrooke Forest. In 1922, he established 5-hectare pine plantation to provide much needed timber for the growing city of Melbourne. Died in 1936. Plantation became a memorial to his work. Pine plantation has been removed. The O'Donoghue picnic ground is here, and the track remains as a memorial to James, a pioneer of walking track of Sherbrooke Forest. And that's it, the picnic ground where we had a lovely picnic today. Same info as before. Go through the little gate here, and then we're in the middle of the forest. It's a lot cooler here than it is in other parts of Melbourne and Australia. One of the coolest spots in Australia, I heard, being such a dense forest. Literally thousands of these tall mountain ash trees, huge flowering gums. I imagine some of these trees would be hundreds of years old. I'll have to look up, search how old these trees actually can grow to. I mean, how old they can get and how tall they can grow to. A few dead ones, but they all look quite healthy. They're also straight. Also have lots of ferns here, such as this bracken and some large fern trees as you descend towards the creek down here in the falls. Must remember to watch out for reptiles, especially snakes, in the middle of summer in Australia. These trees emit lots of bark, lots of long strips of bark from the mountain ash trees. Listen carefully, you can hear the bellbirds. The falls are another 600 metres down that way. They've blocked off this path for some reason. I imagine a tree may have fell down and they need to clear the path. Trees often fall down after storms and they just rot, naturally rot, to regenerate the soil, recycle the nutrients back into the soil when these big trees die. All a natural ecosystem, all in balance. Pretty quiet down here because it's quite a remote place, not easy to get to. But there are some walkers, hikers. Another tree that's recently fallen down, they've had to clear the path. And another. Thankfully it's still a very deep forest. It looks like a bit like a igloo or something. No, not an igloo. Wigwam, is that what it's called? Those TP tents. And here's the biggest one I've seen so far. Still alive. But that's quite a few metres in diameter. I'd say that's about 20 metres at least in diameter, this tree. And another. Lots of big ones here. They must regularly fall over. Be a big job clearing up the mess when they fall down. Hollows for the wildlife to sleep in, or as it's starting to rot as well, some of these trees, and then when they rot too much they just collapse and recycle back into the soil. What's that, something in the trees I can hear up there? I imagine it would be really, that's the bark swaying in the trees in the wind, trying to fall down. It's ready to fall. Got to watch your head, I guess, from branches and bark that falls. I imagine it would be really cool coming here in the evening with your torch, checking out the nocturnal wildlife, the marsupials. I imagine there would be all kinds of life in the evening, at night time. Must do that one day. Look how tall some of these trees are. 100 or 200 metres, I would say. Ferns are getting bigger and bigger and more common as I approach the creek down here. I imagine it's Sherbrooke Creek. Here's another big tree that's fallen down. How are you? It's interesting.
Interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, small tree on a big tree. Hill climb track, and the falls are up there. 200 metres up that way to the falls, or you can also go this way to the falls, and also 200 metres. Let's try this way downhill. Creek is pretty low, hardly any water. Bit of erosion here they need to fix up. There's the river down there, heading towards the waterfalls, a bit further down. Valley full of big, lovely ferns, beautiful. Absolutely gorgeous. I imagine they'll get quite a lot of rainfall here compared to the rest of Melbourne. Almost like a rainforest. But it is temperate. We're not in a tropical region here in Victoria. It's a temperate climate. Okay, walk down there to Belgrave. Straight down there. But here's the Sherbrooke Falls I'm talking about. Down this little footpath. Quite steep to go down. Make sure I don't trip or slip. people there. And there it is, over this little footbridge. These would be the falls. As I said, the river's hardly flowing this time of year. Probably the driest it gets all year. Still, a bit of a creek flowing at the moment. Not much of a waterfall, unfortunately. Still very nice and cool and picturesque. Still a gorgeous place to come and visit any time of year. That's your little fall, which I've been looking forward to coming here for a long time. I haven't been here since I was a kid, because my parents brought me here. So that's it. Sherbrooke Falls in Sherbrooke Forest. Really worth coming to have a look. If you're ever in the Dandenongs, I recommend you come here. Okay, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Please like and subscribe. Hope you're all doing well. Take care.